Hey guys, as you may know, I'm Zachary Perkins, and I know that I've been away for a long time, but I've been working on a lot of really cool and exciting things.
And thank you for always being here.
You know what? So yes, hopefully. And so the point of this show is to share those really cool and exciting things. So I have a 3-part documentary series directed by my friend McKenzie, and we're gonna really show you guys all of what I've been up to this summer. It's been a lot. Speak on it, and I can't wait to take you guys on the journey. So today I'm taking my grad pictures, and I'm super excited because it really means like I'm really about to be out of here. Like I am about to be an alum, or is it alumni, or is it alumnus? Who knows? But like I said, I'm really excited to be taking these pictures. I'm not so thrilled that the photo shoot is at 7 a.m. because I'm not even awake, and I don't want to be giving dead on the camera. But you know, we'll see how this goes.
Yes. There you go. That's it. Check it out. Woo!
So I'm really happy with how the pictures came out. I think Casey did a really good job, and yeah, you know, here are some of the pictures. Today I'm meeting up with my professor, Dr. LeClair, and she's going to give me some feedback on the book over at Coffee Cafe in San Marcos. She's the first person I've shared like a complete chapter with, and so she wants to give me some pointers, and she's put out a book already, so she's the perfect person to go to for advice on this. I want to know, like, just from a content perspective, how did you feel about the chapters?
From a content perspective, really good, and that's why I wanted to talk to you. And that's honestly, I started doing track changes when I was doing it, but it was just editing. It was just the grammar and moving shit around. So that's where I was like, that's why I was just like, I'm just gonna start doing it, because for you to then to go in and I can do that again. You know, now I know you've changed things or what have you, but the actual content of it, the story. No, I don't think that there is any. I wanted to know more. I wanted to, like, I found myself, especially the first couple of times reading it, I wanted to read it and edit it, but I couldn't. I was like scrolling to read it, and then I had to go back because I wanted to know more. I wanted to know the story, even though I knew some of it too. You know, I knew some pieces of it. So I think that the content, not only is it, God, you don't want it entertaining is not the word I'm trying to use here. Gripping, intriguing, I don't know what the proper adjective is right now, because it's not entertaining. But it's gripping. It's more like, oh, I want to know what happened. But within that, again, it's the way that you bring emotion to it. And I just think, Zachary, I think that is just so important. That is something that is not seen in a lot of, you know, perspectives. It's not, when you're talking about all of those different situations and you're really saying, you know, this is how it felt, this is what I didn't know what was happening, and this is what it looked like for me. That's, and the detail that you go into too is really important. So from a content perspective, honestly, the hardest part about it, I think, is that any one of those things could be their own book, right? So it's like
the time I do have is dedicated to the book right now. And so now that class has kind of dropped off, I feel like I'll have some more time to really focus on the book the rest of the summer. And I'm wanting to have it out the first week of December.
Okay.
The first Friday in December.
Okay.
I think is my plan. But like, of course, like I'm willing to adjust as need be. But as far as planning, I'm trying to write for at least an hour a day. I would say I'm about halfway done with the book at this point. And I think that's kind of why I'm also not in a rush to like find employment right now in my field, because I feel like writing this book is really the end of an era. You know, I'm wrapping up a lot of loose corners and loose ends in my life, and I want to do this before I move into the next chapter, like officially.
Yeah. And you're in a headspace then where you can kind of just keep focusing on it and everything too, and that'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so first week in December, we're in July. I mean, you realize I did this like completely differently than a lot of people, right? Because I didn't really have a plan. I was just like, I know I have to do this and I'm going to do it. Yeah. And then I've learned a bunch of stuff in the process and maybe how you should have a better plan than I did. But the main reason I went with self-published, you know, I got a lot of advice. I did a lot of research. I wanted, you know, thought about trying to find a publisher, trying to find an agent, all of that stuff. But for me, it was really a sense of urgency with time. I didn't want to wait. I needed it done. I wanted it out, like, for me, for my person. And so finding an agent, finding a publisher, those are all things that are feasible, but it requires, you know, a lot of writing and seeking and waiting and all of that. And I just, to be honest, didn't want to do that. I was like, nope, I want this out. I want it to be done. This is for me. So I got some coaching and some advice from different people who had self-published, and just to learn about the different steps. And honestly, even since I've done it, it's come so far. Like, I hired somebody to help me with my cover design. Well, now Canva has an option right on there that's like, design your book cover, you know? So even some of the things that I maybe hired out differently, things like, there's just a lot more options that I think are really user friendly. So even some of the expenses, you know, and I did hire, you know, I hired an editor to, you know, read through it and help with grammar and all that stuff. But so the back end type stuff like that, the editing, getting a book designer, even the formatting, like, I did all that because I didn't hire people to do that. I learned as I went. So I'm happy to help you throughout the process too. And so even just to get it up, once you get it formatted or once you get it all done, then it's really just, you know, looking at the specifications for every place. And then there are different companies that I can literally, we can do it online. I can screen share with you and we can walk through it. That's what people did for me. You know, I paid coaches or I paid people to show me how to do it, or I had friends. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get your book up.
And just reshaping how I approach things, how I approach myself, honestly. And so it's made this process like really fun. Like, it's been really sad to remember some of the things, of course. And there were things that were so suppressed that I wasn't even remembering until like I had written one part, and then I'd be like, okay, but this also happened after that, and then I'd have to go back. But it really feels like I'm letting things go. And so that's just the most beautiful part of this journey so far.
It makes me so happy because in so many ways you're finally getting to do what you didn't get a chance to do, you know, and that's how I felt about my journey. It's like, you know, when you can't be yourself, when you're questioning your identity, you're not you questioning your identity or having other people question your identity, you're not able then in that moment as a child, and as you're growing, you weren't able to feel who you really were. You weren't able to kind of understand some of those kind of natural progressions that people go through in a different way, right? And so now it's kind of, it's undoing some of that, right? It's breaking some of those patterns and really seeing who you've been this whole time. Instead of seeing yourself through the eyes of other people or through the weight that other people have put on you, just really being able to be like, no, this is who I am inside. These are the things that have happened to me. Here's how I've healed from it or come through it or whatever it is. And this is my story. And to me, it is just like, I remember, and that's what was so cool to me reading your chapters, is because I remember you from the first class to you from the last class we had together. And then I was so excited to see you here today because the progression, that's not me, that's not my classes, that's you. That's your work. That's your willingness, that's your awareness. I didn't do shit, I was just there, okay?
One thing that I really love about Dr. LeClair is I think she's such an advocate for her students, and she really goes above and beyond. Any time that I have needed her, she's shown up and she's shown out. Like, she's done my podcast, she's checked on me, she's written letters for me. And so today was just further confirmation of her really meaning it when she said, if you need anything, please let me know. And I think that she gave me great advice on focusing more on writing the book and delivering my product first, and then worrying about everything else later. And just knowing that she's been through it and she can help me you know, avoid some of the things that maybe she wouldn't do again if presented the chance to publish her book for the first time. It's very reassuring, and I know that I have a clear path moving forward because of her.
Well, thank you so much for meeting me and for giving me feedback on the book. Cheers to just a good book coming out and
Yes, absolutely.
a nice mentorship coming from this.
Absolutely.
So,
Cheers.
cheers. This is really good.
I'm really excited for you. So anything going forward, whatever it is, you know, we can get together again, or we can Zoom. Actually, let's not Zoom.
I'm so
I
tired
hate
of Zoom.
Zoom.
I'm deleting the app off of my phone
If we
today.
could not Zoom, it'd
Yeah.
be great. If we could
Yeah.
meet in person, or
Yeah, I need to learn to interact with people again. I haven't done it in a while.
Let's baby
so.
step it out. Okay,
Yes.
we can,
We'll do it together, but
Yeah.
I will definitely hit you up because I am just. This has been a journey and a process.
Yeah,
So
you've
for
got
sure.
it. You've got it.
I am just so overwhelmed with emotions that it's graduation day. Like, I feel everything that you can possibly feel. But I think the thing I feel the most is pride for myself. I went through a lot on this journey, and there were a lot of moments I didn't know if walking the stage was going to be an attainable goal. And to have done it, I don't care what anyone says. No one can ever take this away from me. And all the hard work and the dedication I put into this, the sleepless nights, all the risks I took, was it worth it? I don't know. Because my mental took a hit at the obtaining of this degree. So I don't know if this was worth it in the long run. But I have to enjoy this moment for now because it's what I told myself I wanted. And I worked so hard to get here, and I'm finally here. So the least I can do is enjoy the moment.
You know, just seems like, you know, 1 degree hotter, baby, and it's very hot out here. How are you? Congratulations.
For those of you that don't know, we have a tradition here at Texas State where after graduation you jump in the river, graduation robe and everything, and the myth is if you jump in the river you will have success finding a job within 6 months of your graduation. And at this point in my life I can use all the luck I can get, so I'm going to be at the bottom of that river fighting for my life. But it really is just really nice to have my family here rooting for me and supporting me, and my friends. They've seen me through the highs and the lows, and so this is my moment, but there's no one that I would share this moment with beside them.
Come on, Zachary! Yeah, Zachary! Yeah! Be careful! You go, boy!
I'm a little sad, I guess is the word to use, that this is going to be my last time on campus, but I'm also really excited because I never want to see this place again. But now that I have crossed the stage and I have my degree, well, not really because they got to mail it to me. Anyways, now that I have it, it's time to go out and party and celebrate. And I'm finna show my ass tonight.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Dad? What you doing?
No, sitting outside waiting on this pizza.
All Alright, y'all, I'm very nervous. Like, I could throw up right now.
Oh.
But we're gonna get through it. Okay.
You got it.
Let me take a little
I'm
sip
so
of my
excited.
beverage.
Right? I'm like over here shaking. I'm like, oh, I do it.
Cheers. It's gonna be good. I can't wait.
Cheers.
So Zachary, since you're so serious about this little fitness action, you wanna show me a little something? You trying to get into it?
Hey, you know I used to play football, right?
Stop.
No, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do a football drill.
Cause you got them shoulders.
I'm gonna do. Girl, fuck you. I'm gonna do a football drill for you. Hold on.
Okay.
You ready?
Do you need a count for 5?
No. I don't need no count. This ain't no dance. This is football.
Mhm.
Okay, so.
I need to see you do maybe like a little 40. A little 40 real quick.
Girl, I hit it when you hit it. I'm not sure, but just
Look at my shit.